Right, hi everyone. My name is Annette, and this is the first video on Brackley community news and events video. So I've lived in Brackley now for 3 years, and I think I've got an outsider coming into the inside perspective about Brackley. And I think one of the things that happens is that when you've lived in a place for so long, it's easy to kind of forget what's so special about the place. So for those of us who have only been living here for a short time, we see Brackley with fresh eyes. We're coming from places that are completely different, and we see the uniqueness of Brackley. And I think that one of the things I want to do on this channel and in this group is to just remind us of what a wonderful place it is. What a wonderful place Brackley is. Okay, so I'll tell you about my experiences in Brackley when I first came. I'm a London girl. Well, I was a London girl until I became a Brackley-anian. So I was born in South London, and I was raised in Erith, which was a rural area in the 70s. And then I went back to Africa and then came back and lived in East London from when I was 16 all the way till my mid 40s. Okay, so the first experience I had of Brackley was in my mid 40s, coming from East London. Okay, and I remember when I first came, I was staying in Westbury, which is the village that's next to Brackley. And okay, I might make some jokes which may sound politically incorrect, but I'm doing it all in a light-hearted mode. So I moved into Westbury in 2015. I think it was like a week before they had their hog roast kind of party, like their band party. Okay, so this is me, like little African girl with my two little African kids in Westbury, and I'm thinking, oh my god, they're not gonna like me. But anyway, the neighbors came and knocked on my door, and they were like really nice to me. And I'm like, what's going on here? Really nice. They invited me to this band dance. Me and my kids, we had a band dance. It was wonderful. And I decided, you know what? I quite like these people and they seem to like me. So when it was time for me to purchase a property, I thought, well, because the kids are in modeling, I'll move to Brackley because so that they could socialize with their friends. So I moved to Brackley. And again, I was like, oh, I don't know if the people are going to like me. I don't know if, they might not like me because I'm different, but I'm pleased to say that I had nothing but welcoming behavior towards me. The people in Brackley are absolutely amazing and have been amazing to me since I moved here because I'm different. I'm not like the usual Brackley kind of person. I'm kind of like a brown Brackley kind of person. So nobody has made me feel bad about being here. In fact, people have gone over and beyond, making me and my children welcome in Brackley. So that aside, that's my personal experience. Now let's talk about experiences in Brackley in general. So I remember when I moved into Brackley around 2000, when I first came to Brackley, I remember going to a lady in the shops that's in the arcade and saying to her, I've got all these creams because I make my own skincare. I was like, oh, I've got all these creams that I want to sell and I have no shop. And she was saying to me, well, I can give you some space to put your creams if you're prepared to do some kind of hours to help me out. Yeah, so it's like, I'll let you do the hours here to help me out, and then you can put your creams here for free, but you'll help me out for free. So it was kind of a pro quo kind of arrangement. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine. So I remember the first time I went to the arcade, they had all the shops open and people were coming in and out, and I was standing by the store where she told me to stay to serve people. But I'll tell you what I noticed that makes Brackley unique to me, coming from London and living in other areas before now. I remember sitting in her shop, and people were just walking in. There's about probably 10 different shops in the arcade. and people were just walking in and out. There was nobody there. I was the only one in one of the shops, and they were walking in and out of the shops and coming round, and if they wanted something, they'll bring it from whatever part of the arcade and bring it to me to do on the till. And I'm sitting there from London, like thinking, what's going on here? Like, I was like, excuse me, everybody's walking around and we don't know if they're taking anything, and they're just gonna bring the stuff they want. How do you know if they're gonna take something that they how do you know if they take something and not tell you? So she's like, oh, no, 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 my dear, you're not in London anymore. This is Brackley. Like, people don't generally go out of their way to steal stuff. Um, we don't do the stealing thing here. If And I was shocked. That was shocking to me, because I'm sorry, you can't leave a shop like that anywhere else that I know. But there was the trust, and people were not out there to steal. I'm not saying bad things don't sometimes happen, but actually, generally, I notice in Brackley, a lot of major crime doesn't seem to happen here. Yeah, we've had one or two events, but on the whole, it's pretty much a very safe place to stay. So that's one thing that I find completely interesting. We are very lucky that in 2021, we are still living in a town where people are generally honest and good people. You can still walk around the streets and people can leave their eggs outside and say, eggs for sale, take your egg, put your money in the honesty box. Flowers for sale, veggies, whatever. People put things outside their house, and there's a general honesty. That is something that I think that Brackley needs to be very, very proud of, in my view, anyway. So that's the one thing that stood out. The other thing that stood out is just how nice people are. I remember run a dance class, the burlesque dance class, and I remember one time I was supposed to take the keys of the hall. This was pre-COVID. I was supposed to take the keys of the hall from the council staff, and I forgot, and the council closed, and I had to like hunt this lady down on Facebook. But she was so good about it that she made sure she arranged for me outside office hours for me to get keys so that my class can go on. Those are the kind of special things that people do in Brackley that make it stand out for me. And I think we need to celebrate Brackley and the surrounding villages a bit more, because I think that when you stay here for long enough, you kind of take it as a given. But for those of us who are coming in, it's like going back to old England, where morals and honesty and community spirit is still very rife. For most of us coming from big cities and big towns, it's actually quite a big deal. And so that's why I'm starting this channel, to talk about the events that are going on in Brackley, because sometimes I think that we talk about them, I see them sometimes, but we need to celebrate it a bit more. Celebrate the businesses, celebrate the people. I'm going to be trying to find some interesting people who have lived here for a very, very long time to tell us what, the changes that they can see and what's been happening in Brackley. But as a basic introduction to Brackley, I did some historical research, and I found out that Brackley historically was a market town which was based on the wool and lace trade. Okay. And it was built on the intersecting trade routes between London, Birmingham, Oxford, the Midlands, and Cambridge. So it's right in the middle of everywhere. When people always say, where do you live? I'm like, okay, I'm like 25 minutes from Oxford, 56 minutes from Birmingham, 20 minutes from Milton Keynes, 20 minutes from Northampton. I'm 90 minutes from London, and probably about 60 minutes from Cambridge or so. So we're just slap bang in the middle. So it's a great place to be. The other thing that's special that I always say to people when they ask me where I live is, I always say I live in a town called Brackley, and it's the place where the Formula One cars are being made. So we're like the home to Petronas, who makes the Mercedes Formula One team sports car. Now, how proud are we of that? So that's another great thing that I love about Brackley. I always also say that it's very close to Silverstone. So if you're a Formula One enthusiast, you're going to like Brackley. And we're also quite specially close to Crowton. So I always say that if you're interested in intelligence in the army and things like that, that we're very close to Croughton. So we're very, very lucky to be here. And we're also lucky enough to be 11 miles from Bicester. If you want to go and take a train to London, so you just trips up to Bicester, you can catch a train to Marylebone. And we're very, very lucky as well to have the Bicester village, which is just like 20 minutes drive from where we are. So it's like everything is around us, basically. And we have a great sports center, which obviously we're not using now because of COVID, which they've just renovated as well. What else do we have? We have a great market on a Friday. And fun tip for you, the market that's held on a Friday used to be held on a Sunday. Okay, it used to be held on a Sunday, and then it moved to a Wednesday. And I think, yeah, it used to be held on a Sunday. Let me just look for it. Yeah, it used to be held on a Sunday, and then I think it changed to a Wednesday, and now it's a Friday. We have the big Tesco's, we have the big Sainsbury's now, and we have Waitrose. So we're very well supplied. We have a brand new hospital, which I'm hoping that I can go and talk to them about when COVID is over. We've got the greatest GPs now. I'll tell you about GPs. I moved here and I remember registering with the GP and I was fine. And then one day I got a call and this call pretty much shocked me off my seat because that had never happened to me in London. And it's called like, hi, miss, this is Dr. blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to name their name. And I'm like, oh, hello. And I'm thinking, why is the doctor calling me? Oh, I just wanted to say that I haven't heard from you in a while and I was just checking to make sure you're okay and your blood pressure is fine and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? Who does that? Like, I'm not coming from a place where GPs ring you up just to find out that you're okay. Okay, I'm like, whoa, okay. That's next level NHS care right here. So I think I've kind of like hit the lottery by living in Brackley because, hey, my GPs ring me up just to find out that I'm okay. They ring me up to remind me of my medication. They ring me up to tell me when they want to check my blood pressure. They ring me up to tell me, don't forget to go and do your smear test, blah, blah, blah. So it's like the care you get here is just amazing. And my kids have also had a great time. So welcome to Brackley Community News and Events, and invite all your friends to join the group because I am going to be doing a lot of articles about Brackley and the surrounding areas, and hopefully over time we would have a place where we can all come together and know about the history and what's going on in Brackley and businesses that are here, because I want to talk to everybody to see what's going on. I think there's a lot that we have here that we need to know more about. And yeah, any other topics. So invite your friends over. Let's know what you think. And if you want to make a video with me, let me know as well. All right, take care. My name is Annette and welcome to Brackley. Enjoy. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.